Have you ever woken up in the morning and come out in your yard with a cup of coffee, expecting to see some lush foliage and some flowers on your hostas? And nope, the deer had a garden party overnight. So what happened to me is we were away for a little bit. We came back and they completely munched on our hostas, as they often do. So it's very typical for them to be drawn to them. So I want to talk about how we're going to mitigate this. We're going to do a little triage here on the hostas because they've eaten a few of them in this bed. And then I'm going to talk about how to prevent this from happening in the future. Because once they know it's there, they're going to be back. So I'm very sad, but I have to say this is a very common problem. And I refuse to be without my hostas and let the deer win the battle because they're such gorgeous foliage plants. They come in variegated foliage, which I have some beauties here that you really can't see right now, or solid green or blue even. They make a great mixed border plant or a beautiful underplanting for some shade trees. But all around, they're a really nice addition to the shade garden. So it is such a bummer, and I'm not going to let them win. So what you want to do when this happens is you first want to come out and you want to check the plants over. So very first thing that I do is just kind of tug on it because you want to make sure that they haven't pulled them right out of the ground. So you want to make sure that the crown is still in there. So if it isn't, unfortunately, it's not, you can't rescue it. So it's pretty devastating, but if you do catch it right away, I would suggest to go out and replant it, give it a go. I mean, at that point, you really don't have much to lose, but it's not very likely that you're going to be able to save it. So luckily, mine are still in here, so that's a good sign. So next, I'm checking over what's left. Now it's really hard to not come out here and just cut this whole plant down to the base. However, I still see some leaves here, and if I leave the leaves, it'll have a better chance to photosynthesize and regrow. So believe it or not, they are going to bounce back. I know it doesn't look that great right now, but this has happened a lot in my clients' yards and in my own garden because I'm backed up to the woods here. I really struggle with critters and deer, but they will bounce back. And if they have some leaves on them, you can see this one over here and a little bit of the pretty variegation on that one, then they'll bounce back even quicker. Now you want to give them a little extra care since they've been beaten up. So it's hot here, it's the middle of the summer here, so we want to give them a little bit of extra water. So I would just give them a little extra attention. But then you want to protect them because once the deer find them, they'll be back. And the deer will have their pattern routes. And so for us, it is down our driveway, along my gardens, right to this little pond that we live on for a drink of water. So you want to figure out how to protect them. You can just put some chicken wire and some stakes around them, or if you have some cages, you can do that. Or we can talk about some bigger solutions to prevent this from happening again with these plants and to prevent this from happening in the future. All right, I'm going to give you a list of options here, and I would like to suggest using a combination of a couple of options because they're smarter than you would think, and we really want to protect our investment and our gardens. So the number one thing you can do, and I'm going to talk a little bit about pros and cons, is you can plant some companion plants that they will avoid. All right, a lot of people will do this. However, they avoid Japanese sedge grass, but guess what? They still found the hostas. So for me, that just isn't enough. They always seem to find my hostas, but that is an option for you. Number two is I have clients and friends that will plant a little sacrificial garden of hostas or things that they know that they love. So that is an option, but you know what, for me, I just don't want them in my yard at all. So I don't even want to plant them anything that they would be drawn to that brings them into my yard. Number 3 is you can plant some fragrant plants around them. So it's a little bit tough because a lot of our fragrant plants like the sun, but you can in the mix try some marigolds, some lavender, some peppermint. So anything that has some fragrance, they don't like that. So that is option number 3 for you. Option number 4 is deer fencing. This is something that is talked about a lot in my household. It's expensive, but we do have one of our videos out on putting up fence in our backyard, and it was pretty inexpensive. It's just wire and some stakes, and that has kept them out of the gardens back there. Now, with that said, my whole yard isn't fenced in against my wishes. I would love to have it fenced in, but it's such an expense. So if you can fence off little sections and block them from getting in like we did with our backyard, then that is a perfect idea for keeping them out. Now just remember, they can jump pretty high, so you want to make sure your fence is around 7 feet tall or a little bit higher. Kind of a pain, right? But that is a surefire way to keep them out of your yard. So next option is, and this is also one that we've used in another area of our yard, is a sprinkler with a motion sensor on it. So that means that it's on a tripod, it's a sprinkler, and when they are close to it, so in the range, it will go off and startle them. Now that seems pretty effective. So I would say any kind of mechanical sprinkler or light or something that will startle them is a really nice idea for keeping them away. And I feel like it's not as unsightly if you don't want to put up a fence around your gardens. So last but not least is deer repellent. So that is a spray. It's pretty smelly. We do use it. However, you do have to keep reapplying it. So it will wash off in the rain, or if you have overhead sprinklers, you will just have to keep reapplying it. Had I not left on our trip in such a rush, that's probably what I would have done here, is use that. So there's some great options for you. Now, I will also say there's some old wives' tales about Irish Spring soap or human hair. There's a few of them out there. I have tried them and it doesn't seem to have any effect on them. So I would love to hear about your experience. If you've had any success with deterring the deer, I would love to hear about it. And maybe it'll give us all some more options. But I think I've given you a good list today. And like I said, I would use a couple of different options. For me, I'm definitely gonna work on my husband to get some more fencing up. I'm probably gonna cage some of these or the front of the garden, especially when we leave, and I'm going to use my deer repellent because I know in the past that it's been very successful. So that's it for today. You can revive your hostas. Please don't feel like you're losing the battle with the deer. We're going to win it, and we're going to have our lovely hostas. So thanks for joining me. If you liked our video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for some future gardening fun.